I would like to talk about today, as my former speakers already talked about data granularity, and probably also to bring back a little bit the view of modeling. It's not so bad as probably Eddie mentioned before. So I would like to show you what we are doing at the moment, creating this model. We are focusing now at the moment on the motor risk in Germany. And I would like to show you some exhibits and outcomes of our research assessing hail risk for motor if we consider during the daily cycle of traffic. So first of all, I would like to share with you why we are creating a hail model, why we think it's so important. And then second step will be just an easy statement: cars are driving, which is not really easy to model. And I would like to show you, as I said, modeling some exhibits about how we model motor exposure in Germany. And then I show you how we play around with that model to assess actually a PML, worst case scenario, and other metrics for reinsurance. So this slide should actually show you why we started, first of all, creating our own model. As you see, a hail event, Andreas, in 2013 was the biggest event ever in Germany. And before this time, you see here on the right side the table of insurer. You see in red the hail losses of an insurer. Before that, it was just actually an issue of the primary insurer. And after hail Andreas, it becomes also a problem for reinsurance. So what you see also in that respect is that the Elbe flood is minor to the hail event in 13. One famous hail event was 1984. It was the Munich hail event, which is now in comparison trended and indexed. Is also 50% of the hail Andreas event. And the issue was, although 2 years ago, there is no hail model from RMS, EQE, or AAR. It's nothing. There's nothing existing, and that was the main reason why we started to do that. We don't do that internally ourselves. We are too small. We have a collaboration with the KIT in Germany, which is actually one of the center of competence for hail. And we are sponsoring their PhD there for 3 years. And the main aim is that they create for us the stochastic event set for property and motor. So we started actually first with Germany because we have the base data there. Then we started already with France, Benelux, and then Austria. So what is hail? I mean, I can give you a short introduction how hail is, how it's developing and how it works. But I think I would like to show you also a small video, only 1 minute, not only to show you what is a hail, also to show you what is actually the challenge to model hail. And this video, shortly, you can find it on YouTube, shows actually you have motor issues, motor cars are driving, are covered, are parked, and property as well. And I ask you now to start the video. So cars are parked. Then you have also agricultural issues. Cars are driving. And property as well. So okay. Okay, you see, it shows actually all challenges what you need to consider if you want to start a hail model. So, as I said, you know, when you start in creating a hail model, what you need to consider is you have time, rush hours, you have traffic density, you have to know where the cars are driving, when, and of course you have parked cars which are not covered or covered. So what we started actually to do is we needed to have traffic density information. So we bought GPS data from 2008 until 13 for about 14 million traffic counts all over Europe. So as I said, we started with this Germany with a resolution of 1 to 1 kilometer. What you see here are, you know, the highlighted areas, Berlin with a high traffic density. And then in addition, what we need is the diurnal traffic cycle so that we can cover rush hours, or which is, as you see below, I'm going to talk then a little bit later about that chart below. You see that the peak hours in Germany is around 7 o'clock. In Switzerland, it's 8 o'clock. I don't know what does it mean, but and what you see also different curves. You see also that there's a significant difference between Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have another issue. We have no defined locations as we have for property. We do not know where the cars are. We have only license plate. And as a reinsurers, we get only policy. We get only policy information of cars. And what we are not using and what we are not getting is sums insured. So, and this is very unstable. So, what you see here now, it's an animation. And first of all, I would, this is the event Andreas, happened, as I said, 28th July of 13. And what you see here actually is the track starting from the south to the north. And what you see here is the hail damaging. What is more in red, it says we are assuming that's a damaging hail. What you see here is the diurnal curve, daily rush hours, and the time. So if you look really more closely, you can see that the blue colors of the traffic is changing based on the traffic density as well. So we see now it's 12 o'clock, it's starting now from the southwest, hitting Stuttgart, then goes over Nuremberg, and above you see the cars damaged by a real portfolio which we have received, and we're just counting the cars based on that, you know, the cycle of the day of the damaged cars, and we distribute then all the cars all over Germany. So it's nice to have that, but we need a sensitivity analysis. The question is more, do we need those data? And my former speaker really were talking about how granular is should be the data available. What we need, to model to create a hail model. Do we need really traffic density 1 to 1 kilometer? What happens if the event occurs 1, 2, 4 hours later? What happens if the event occurs on Saturday or Sunday? And is there really a difference, as I said, between weekdays and weekends? So what you see here is another example of a hailstorm. This is Frank, 2011. And what we have done first is, do we need really those traffic data? Do we need really the distribution of the traffic in Berlin? Or should we uniform the traffic, the cars all over? And what we have found is actually that if we just do a uniform distribution of cars, we will see in damaged cars a difference from Andreas minus 20% and for Frank plus 10%. So it shows that you need really granular data of traffic, their distribution. And the second test was then uniform distribution of parked cars. and what you see here for Andreas and Frank, that's not so significant difference. And if we put those together, you see between Andreas and Frank there's this huge difference if we don't consider parked cars or driving cars. So I'm coming back actually on this graph. Once again, it shows when is the rush hour in Germany, peak in the morning, peak in the evening. You have difference between Monday, Tuesday to Thursday. Friday is also a special day. So, and then Saturday and Sunday. So what we have done is we just shift Andreas, say, okay, if it happens 1 hour before or 1 hour later. And we shifted it, as you see in blue, later, 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours later. And in blue, what you see is after, if you move it only 2 hours, you don't see really difference. But if you move it to 3 hours, 4 hours, it shows you quite a significant difference. Earlier, if you move it to earlier, and that's important to know that Andreas happened actually in this time there, so you move it back actually 4 hours, and you get a difference of 24%. So it shows that you need to consider those daily traffic cycles. The other one is also, let's say Andreas happened on a Sunday, move it to Saturday. For Andreas it would be minus 13%. For Frank, from Sunday to Saturday, it's funny that all those two happened on a Sunday. It's only 5%. And we had another event which is not named, it's plus 2%. So you see that even from Sunday to Saturday, there can be quite a significant difference. From, if we move Andreas to a weekday, so what you see is actually that you get less damaged cars. So overall, if a hail event happens on a Sunday, that's the worst case actually, because you have most cars are driving there, it's free time, people are going out. So in the end, I'm coming to the summary actually. What is really important, that once again what my former speaker said, it's you need to have granular data. It is sensitive to have those, as we showed there. You need traffic density data. You need to distinguish between weekdays and weekends. You need this high resolution. We tested it also if we would have 5 to 5 kilometers. It's huge, those differences. And the hail event, this resolution, what you show in the animation, it's 15 minutes. Per 15 minutes we have radar data. If you go to 1 hour, you have completely another result. So based on those exercises we have done, it shows that you have to really go deep into the data and deep into the model to do that. So the next step, what we are going to do is creating of those events, of the stochastic event set, to determine then a PML 250-year event for Germany, and to really squeeze the model, and then finally create an event which allows us to model property and motor, and expand them to PAN, to France, Austria, and Germany. Probably one word, probably for those people are coming from Italy, we wanted to do that also for Italy, but in Italy it's impossible to do it because you don't get those radar data, because radar data belongs to the military and not to the public. So I'm probably, thank you very much.